There'll never be a situation, there'll never be a time or a day where God is not going to come through. There'll never be a moment where God is not going to make a way in your wilderness season. And I know right now you're going through a difficult time. I know right now you're worrying and you're frustrated, but you got to learn how to call on the name of Jesus. There's something about calling on the name of Jesus. There's something about believing God in his word, because when you start to believe, the worry starts to go away. When you start to believe, the frustration starts to go away. When you start to believe, the doubt goes away, because there'll never be a time where God is going to leave you. There'll never be a time where God is going to forget about his righteous ones. There's never going to be a time where God is not going to make a way. All of my years of living, I never seen God turn his back. I never seen God not make a way in the wilderness. And if God doesn't make a way in your situation, that means that he is not true to his word. If God doesn't make a way in your situation, that means that he's not the God he say he is. If God doesn't make a way in your situation, that means God changed. But I want to remind you that God will never change. I want to remind you that his word is always true. I want to remind you that God will never lie. I want to remind you that God will make a way. So you don't even have to doubt that he's going to make a way, because he always does. There's never going to be a moment where God is going to start something and not finish. See, God is not like us. We start something and then we may quit. We start something and then may delay. But God was not like us. He starts and he is going to finish. He puts you in a situation, he's going to pull you through. He see that you fell down, he's going to lift you up. He see that you need comfort, he's going to hug you and hold you and tell you everything's going to be all right. But you got to start to learn to call on the name of Jesus. You got to start to learn to speak life over your situation. You got to start to learn to trust him. Do you trust him? Because if you trust him, then the worry is going to go away. If you trust him, you won't doubt him. If you trust him, you know that he's the same God today that he was yesterday, and he'll be the same God next year. And if God pulled you out last time, he's going to pull you out this time. If God did a miracle last time, he's going to do it this time. And I know it looks impossible, but you got to remember that he's a possible God. It may be impossible for you, but it's not impossible for God. He said, I know the doctor, it's impossible. I know with the lawyer, it's impossible. I know with your family, it's impossible. But I am a big God. I am a way maker. I am a miracle worker. So you can count and trust and lean on me. You can't depend on the world 24/7, but you can depend on God. He has an open door access. And every time you call his name, he's going to come. Every time you knock, he's going to open the door. Every time you ask, it's going to be given. Every time you seek, you're going to find.